Hello and welcome back to Choice Bits of Bliss. My name is Cilla. Today we are celebrating Ginger's Corner for reaching 3,000 plus subscribers. Yay, Ginger. Your hard work has definitely paid off. And she provides such great content. She's consistently putting out videos and she's very consistent in her approach to scrapbooking. There is no wrong way. She also is very consistent about using our supplies and using our scraps in fun and creative ways. So in celebrating her and her Facebook group, Ginger's Corner, we are going to make something today that I think she could use to gather up embellishments or ephemera and travel with it. So basically I'm going to make her a mini album that's going to have lots of pockets so that she can divide and create the way that she wants to. I have two different samples of chipboard because I just wanted to show you the different quality. Now I want this to be durable. I want it to be manageable, so that she can just pick it up and go. And if she, once it's in her hands, she can do anything she wants to with it. I'm done. For me, the fun is in creating. Once it's hers, and she can do anything she wants to with it. But I wanted to show you two different qualities of chipboard and thickness. So I do not know what mils this is in thickness, but it is a thinner. This is you can see the glue on the back of it. This is a recycled back of a paper pad. And I do keep these because they're usable. I can use this for something. So this is thinner and this is a thicker chipboard. Now, if chipboard comes into my life, I save it, and I have quite a bit because it can be used in so many ways. This is going to be cut down to create her mini album. So this is going to be the front and the back and the spine. It's going to get cut out of this. Then we have this flour sack. Now I bought these on Amazon. It comes in a pack of 12. And I saw someone use flour sack to create a cover for an album, and I thought I wanted to do that, and this is a perfect time to play with it. Ginger, my friend Ginger, she loves red, and so everything in this little album is going to have red, touches of red, so that she can just immerse herself. Now, if I remember correctly, she likes the deeper the reds. So I was very careful about choosing fabrics that would complement her favorite color. I'm also pulling from my red scraps to create some of the pockets out of. And that is kind of the guidance that she gave us, was to use scraps and just enjoy creating. So that's what I'm going to do. I am not going to bring you along for every step of this journey as I'm creating, because it's going to take me hours to create this. I enjoy making mini albums. I've delved into this probably, I want to say the first time I delved into it was back in 2018. And from time to time, I will do little gift albums and make them. But it does take a lot of time. So this is going to have, in the spine, it's going to be like an accordion style binding system, so that the pages sit down on each little flap, and then you turn it and it has the pockets in each page. So that's what it's going to look like. When I come back, I will have a completed project and we'll be able to kind of flip through it and show you. This is not going to be a surprise for Ginger. By the time this video airs, she will already have received it, so I'm not doing a spoiler when this airs. So we're going to pause now. I have made my base, and I've used copy paper to glue my chipboard down to. I've made my front and back, and this is going to be the spine. This is just the base. This is what's going to hold everything together, and this is what it's roughly going to look like. It is 5.5 by 7.5. So that is the, and you can see the glue through it. That's okay. All of that's going to be covered up. You'll never know. But this is just creating the bare bones of this album. The reason I have used paper, just plain copy paper, is so that it will freely move with the rest of the binding that's going to be created with it. I've used about 1/4 inch in between each piece so that they don't hit each other when I close it. So nothing is stopping it, and there's room. Okay, I'm going to create the binding system next. So I have 1.5 inches to work with in here, and that's going to determine how many of the flaps that I can put in here. So I'm thinking there's going to be at least 4 that I can put in that 1.5 inches. We'll see that when I come back. I have this scrap of Cartabella that has crabs on it. This is what's on the other side. It's okay. You're not going to be able to see or tell that it's crabs, but there is a potential that when you're flipping each one of the flaps, you're going to see some of this, and I want it to be decorative if it's seen. So I hope this makes sense. So I'm going to cut it down to the 7.5 in height to create my little flaps. You'll see it in a moment when I come back, but I just wanted to kind of talk through this, because when you're turning each little page, you might see a little bit of red, and I want it to be something that's more decorative than part of the base colors. Okay, I'm just going to cut back in here and show you how I'm making this binding. So this is considered like an accordion style, and it's mountain valley. I'm using 1/4 inch, so that's going to get adhered to the edge, and then these will get on the inside will get adhered together so that they're not taking up so much space. I'm leaving 1/8 inch in between each one, so that the pages will turn freely, and that when things are put inside the pockets, it's giving it room for just a little bit of bulk. I hope you're able to see that. So those will be adhered together. There's a little bit of bulk, and then we can go there. And I think this is, we're going to be able to get one more in. So she's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages that I'm going to be able to put inside of this binding, and then we'll have 1/8 inch on this side to close it out, because I went ahead and scored some more so that I could show you how I'm scoring to create these channels. So I started out with 1/4 inch. I'm going to trim that down to 1/8 so that this will be even, and then I have 1/2 inch on each end, on each side, to bind together. This gives strength to the page so that it holds up to the wear and tear. So the 1/2 inch is important. I've cut this just a tad shorter than 7.5 inches so that I can slip 7.5 inch pages over these to create that really strong binding. Okay, everything is adhered down. I've created what's going to be so each page will sit on top of these, and then they'll flap back and forth to turn. So this is all working now, and that makes me happy. That end is coming up just a little bit, so I'll have to add a little more adhesive to that end. But everything is working. All I have left to do is to start decorating and creating each of the pocket pages. When I come back, this is going to be probably completed. If you were yelling at me saying, Priscilla, you've jumped the gun, you were right. I jumped the gun. My binding in the middle, my spine, needs to be added later. So I had to very carefully remove that. It looks janky, but it's okay. By the time I'm finished, you're not going to be able to tell. So I'm going to change my gears just a little bit, because this fabric, the flour sack, is very sheer, and I didn't want my photos to show, number one. Number two, I didn't want this to be so visible in the back. Now this has got to be ironed and applied. Then I'm going to put on some of the other pieces of fabric. But for right now, this is where we are. I'm going to use spray adhesive to put this onto my cover and then put everything down. So one of the things that we do, and y'all, I'm just showing you the very basic mechanics of this and principles, because there are probably thousands of videos that go step by step showing you how to create a mini album in many different forms. What I'm doing right now is about 1/4 of an inch away from each corner. I'm trimming so that when I pull it over, there's not going to be a lot of bulk at each corner. So I'm just trying to take some of that away. And the reason you've never seen these scissors before is because I don't work with a lot of fabric in front of you. And you know, if you came from a sewing family, which I do, you have, you know, fabric scissors, and you have, those don't touch anything else except for fabric. And so that's what these are. These stay beside my sewing machine all the time, but right now I'm having to use them in front of you. Okay. You know, I keep lying to you and telling you that it's going to be finished when I come back, but I do want to show you some of these principles, and then one of these days I'm going to be finished for real. Okay, I am using some clips to hold down the edges, because if there's going to be wear and tear, and if it's going to come up, that's where it's going to come up. So I made sure that I had applied extra glue. And when I was laying down these covers here, and when I'm laying down the spine again, I on purpose ran the glue to the edges and wiped away the excess adhesive. I'm using wet glue. I have had so much glue on my hands. That's what I was doing, just had to go wash them and dry them off. It was kind of making me have a panic attack. Not for real, but I can't stand for my fingers to be sticky. I just can't stand it. So I had to go wash my hands real quick and get all that adhesive off of my fingers. But here we are. This is what we have so far. I am loving it. I will gently turn this over so that you can see the cover. I think she's going to be really happy with this. I know I'm happy with it. I enjoy paper crafting in all forms. I just do, because I love paper and I love pretty fabric. And you combine those two elements together, man, it's fun. I love it, and it makes me happy. Okay, I need to start building each of my pages that are going to have pockets. So it will be a total of 10, because I'll have 5 flaps, and they'll be on the front and the back of each one. So it'll be a total of 10 pages. And then I need to start considering how this is going to close. So I need to start thinking about what type of closure that I want to include with this. Probably should have thought about that before I adhered this, because if I was going to do a ribbon or something, you know, it would be under here and then tie on the edge. But I'll think about that and fix it on the reverse, because I do that a lot. You know, I think things through after the fact, and then I have to go back and fix. Yeah, that's the lifestyle I lead. This is where we are so far. I have adhered my binding, not binding, my closure. So would it have looked better on the inside? Possibly, but I think this is cute too. It's going to have to be cute because I thought about it too late. I've also put double-sided adhesive on each side of these accordion folds. And my pages, once again, will slip over this and adhere. And then they'll have pockets. We'll come right back. I accidentally hit the stop recording button instead of the pause. So I have included the pages, and I've decided there will be a pocket on the inside, and there will be pockets from the side. So there's going to be from the top and then from the side, and I've alternated that option. So at this time, I've used my accordion hinge, and I've adhered cardstock to each side. Now, since I know the orientation of my pocket, I can do adhesive around these two sides to close this and to create this pocket. Okay, we are ready for the final reveal. There is so much that I brought out in the beginning that I was just kind of spitballing ideas. I really didn't have a concrete plan. I just had an idea that I was kind of just working from. So this is the finished project. She is adorable, if I must say so myself. We're going to open it up. Now, once Ginger gets it, it's completely up to her how she uses it, whatever. But my idea was that this would hold bits and pieces of ephemera. There's lots of pockets. So I'm going to use a cut apart to kind of show where the pockets are. So this one has a top loading pocket, a pocket here that I'm going to leave some cut aparts in. So that's what it looks like without anything inside of it. And then there's two pockets here on the back. Here's a side pocket, and there's a side loading pocket here. A pocket here on the back. On this page, there are 3 pockets. There's a full page top loading pocket here. There's a pocket here, and then there's this small pocket that's got all of these word bits in it. We have another pocket here in the back. I'm going to leave that sitting there. And then we have a side loading pocket here. And then we also have a side loading pocket here. We have 2 pockets here on the back. So this one is the full length, and then this is like about a quarter of it. And then we have 2 pockets here. We've got this that's the full length, and then this top loading pocket here that is the full length of the page. Now, yeah, that's probably going to be difficult to get things out of. She may have to turn it upside down and tap things out. Who knows? And then we have 3 pockets here on the back. This pocket is the full length. No, it comes to about here. And then this one is shallow. And then we have another shallow pocket here. My friends, that is the end of this little mini album, journal, whatever you want to call it. I am not going to tie that back up in front of you. I'm a little bit of I'm slow about doing because I really want it to look right. But anyway, I'm going to package this up and send it to Ginger. Congratulations on getting to the 3,000 plus subscriber milestone. That is amazing. And come back. We will chat again soon. Bye-bye.